daughter. Your king has returned.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey C and welcome to another League of Legends video, and in today's video I bring you a Tobias Fate Gangplank guide, who is arguably one of the best Gangplanks in the world. In fact, according to lolskill.net, his 3 accounts are the 3 highest rated Gangplank accounts in the world, which you saw at the beginning of the video, which is absolutely insane. He's got 1 account in Challenger, which is the NA Gong Show, which has a 64% win rate and a 5 KDA. His main account is Tobias Fate, which is actually his lowest rated account, and that is in Masters. And then he's got another account in Masters named Plank Gang, which actually has a 77% win rate and almost 9 KDA, which is absolutely insane. He's played 99 games on this account, so he's obviously a very good Gangplank. He plays on the North American server. By the way, he does have a stream. He does stream pretty often, and he's a pretty well-known streamer, so link in the description if you want to go check that out. But without further ado, let's get into this build guide. So first of all, his preferred position is the mid lane, but he'll also play GP in the top lane. Starting with summoner spells. So he would firstly take flash no matter what. That is pretty stock standard on GP. But his other summoner spell would either be exhaust or teleport. You want to take exhaust in matchups where you will likely be trading or fighting a lot. GP is pretty weak early on during the laning phase, so exhaust helps with the survivability in those matchups, and GP does lose a lot of matchups early on pre-Trinity Force. Apart from that, he will take TP in those matchups where you are allowed to free farm without dealing with much harass. You will mostly see those matchups in the top lane against melee champions with not much kill potential, such as Shen or maybe Mundo. Now onto his runes and masteries, and this could get a little bit complicated because he does change his runes every single day, mixing it up and trying new things. He loves changing his runes and seeing what works best, so I'll try and keep it as simple as possible. I think I'll just give you guys a few of the recent rune pages he has been using. Apart from that, if you want to check out the other rune pages he has experimented with, a link will be in the description of his op.gg with all his recent games, and they include the rune pages as well. So firstly, this is the rune page he has recently been using. So it is 9 scaling attack damage per level reds, 9 scaling health per level yellows, 6 flat CDR blues, 3 scaling CDR per level blues, and then the 3 mana regeneration quints. This will give you 5% flat CDR and 5% CDR at level 18, so it will give you a total of 10% CDR at level 18. The next page I'm showing you is a flat armor yellows page, mainly used against AD champions that bully GP early on, such as Riven. I think this is pretty much an anti-Riven page, and it includes 9 attack damage reds, 9 flat armor yellows, 3 scaling CDR per level blues, 6 CDR blues, and then the 3 attack speed quints. The other page he's been trying out recently is this armor penetration page, where he's got 9 armor penetration reds, 9 scaling health per level yellows, 9 CDR blues, 1 CDR quints, and the 2 mana regeneration quints. Lastly, there was this page with the 9 armor penetration reds, 9 health yellows, 9 CDR blues, and the 3 CDR quints. So with this rune page and along with the masteries at level 1, he will have 20% cooldown reduction, and then he would build Trinity Force and Ghostblade as his first 2 items, and he will not get the CDR boots. Overall, to keep things simple, I would recommend the first page that I showed you. As for masteries, this is the page that he would use the most with Thunderlord's Decree. You guys can just pause the video and copy it if you want to. Just make sure you get Bandit because it synergizes really well with Gangplank's Q. The other page that he goes with is this grass page, 12.0.18. You don't see this page as much anymore because it has been nerfed quite a lot. Grass has been nerfed a lot, so Thunderlords right now is just a lot better, but you can still go with this page in the top lane, particularly if you think you need the extra defenses and health sustain. He also tried this Deathfire Touch page pretty recently, but he gave up on it pretty quickly. Now onto his items. So the starting item he uses the most is the Doran's Ring and 2 pots. He goes with Doran's Ring mainly for the mana sustain, so you can use your Q a lot more often in lane. GP's W or heal also scales with AP, so it is not completely useless as it helps with sustain in lane. His ultimate also scales with AP, so that provides a bit more damage to his ult early on. The other starting item that he considers going with is the mana crystal. Reasons for this is once again the extra mana helps you use more Qs in lane, but more importantly the mana crystal builds into Sheen so you can get it much earlier into the game. He also has been experimenting with coin as a starting item, although in theory it is not that bad because it gives you an extra 5% CDR to spam out more Qs. I would recommend against it because the other two starting items are just much more beneficial. However, you can try it out for yourself and see what you think of it. As for your core build, you should look to build Sheen and Ionian boots first, follow that into a Trinity Force and then Infinity Edge, and then after that you can then look to maybe get a static Shiv. With Trinity Force and Ionian boots it will give you 30% CDR, and then when you put your runes and masteries on top of that, you should have between 40 and 45% CDR depending on which runes and masteries you went with. This is a huge power spike for Gangplank, and once you get Trinity Force you can now pretty much insta clear waves. An example of a final build would be Trinity Force, Ionian boots, Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Phantom Dancer, and Lord Dominic's Regards. Other items you can consider going with are Sterix Gauge or Maw of Malmortius if they've got a lot of burst damage, Mortal Reminder if they've got a lot of healing such as Swain, Mundo, or maybe Soraka. Then you can go with either Essence Reaver or Ghostblade if for some reason you're not going to buy the CDR boots. And then obviously the best elixir is the Elixir of Wrath. As for ult upgrades, you want to get Death's Daughter first, then Fire at Will, and then finally Raise Morale. Last but not least, his skill order, you want to max Q first, E second, W third, and then obviously his ultimate whenever you can. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, have a nice day. P.S. Let me know what you think of the intro.